Hello and welcome back. Today we're looking at the final part of the 4-part documentary series Nerves of Steel, which revolves around Emerald Park, the history behind it, and leading up to the new land, Tir Na Nog, not Tir Na Nog, which has 2 new dueling roller coasters, which in reality just opened last month. Just to catch up to speed, we've seen how the park started, how it changed from Tayto Park and had to be Emerald Park. We saw Q Cullen, how that was built. We saw Ray Coyle, the owner of the park, and sadly he passed away before Tir Na Nog was finished, so it's a bit emotional. I think it'll be a bit emotional for his son Charles in this episode.
It's March 2024. Each year, Emerald Park hires hundreds of seasonal staff to operate the rides and keep the park clean and tidy.
Once again, I think I mentioned it in a couple of other episodes, but I love the windbreakers they have. Their uniform actually looks really nice. They should sell those if they don't. Well, I don't think they do because they're for staff, but they should sell those. They look really cool.
Today, this season's recruits have been called in for an induction meeting.
Something that we do every year, we try and run the induction a couple of weeks before we open just to familiarise staff with the goings-on of the park.
Spot the brand new recruit. Secondary school student Harry has landed himself a job in the retail shop for his first season at the park.
So you get your 2 free tops and your green shell jacket, so it's €20.
I was looking for a job.
€20. I might have to buy one of those myself. They look really cool. And now we know a price. They know we want to buy them, guys. They know we want to buy them.
I think this is a cool place. It's not sitting behind a desk stamping forms or whatever.
Just hand that down there and you'll be able to get your sizes. Thank you.
Best customer service voice. My brother has friends who's worked here. I've had cousins who've worked here. I have friends who put themselves through medical school coming through here.
Okay. Thanks, I don't know how much they pay them, but they must pay them quite a decent rate to get themselves through medical school while they're working there.
I love interacting with people as well, so working in a place like this would be good fun and good stuff.
So want that jacket.
Speaking of which, over at the Tir Na Nog site, the team are just 6 weeks away from the scheduled launch date of the theme park's new area.
Still a lot left to go. I really like David Everett. I think he's a really cool character on this. Obviously, he's not just a character, that's his job. I think he's done a really good job. I like the way he explains things. I like the way he has certain excitement and enthusiasm about certain things as well. And I do love the way these dark blue and this dark red sort of complement. They look really cool. They complement each other.
Which will be home to 2 new steel intertwining roller coasters.
We have some of the concrete paths in here, and yes, we have the bit of landscaping done here now. It's ready for its wildflowers.
And also, when you think of Ireland, and also it's called Emerald Park, you think of the greenery. I always think of lush greenery when I think of Ireland.
We've been busy upping our labour numbers here. That what we're trying to do now is basically get the thing finished. So we've additional ground workers in, we've more formwork contractors in, we've additional landscapers. Up to this point, we have about 25,000 plants in the ground. There's probably about another 15,000 left to go, so it's still a bit of a way to go, but we're slowly but surely getting towards the finish line.
Testing is yet to happen on the suspended thrill coaster.
Yes, this was the cliffhanger at the last episode where they told us they didn't have enough power to get up the lift hill and they didn't want to risk getting it stuck. So I wonder how much power it does take. Also, they sort of ruined it because straight after that, they cut us off. We wanted to see more, but we couldn't. Except they showed us what was going to happen this week, and they showed it going round. So it's going to be okay, but let's see the journey. We know the destination.
Due to bad weather and complications in getting the new area connected to the power grid. But after 3 months in storage, the Boomerang's coaches are finally being unboxed.
Could you imagine an unboxing video for one of those? The theme park should do that. I think a lot of people would watch it if they had unboxings of the carriages and cars for the roller coasters. What do you think at home? I think that'd be a really good idea.
Today we're actually loading on the trains for the family Boomerang ride. They're lifted on one by one, and then you can see there's wheels on top, wheels inside, and wheels below. So what it ensures is that, number one, the train can't go anywhere but stay on the track. Number two, it ensures a good smooth ride, that it's gripping the rails at as many different points as possible. Hopefully over the next 3 or 4 hours we'll get the rest of them lifted on. It's a big, exciting day for us, that we're very, very close to running this ride now.
However, David's optimism has jinxed progress. After consultation with the site's safety officer, installation of the coaches must be put on hold for now.
We're just doing a lifting plan here at the moment for the crane, just to carry on lifting, and the safety officer wants to clean off a bit of steel here as well. So how many hours do you think it would take to
Well, if you can, I think it's one coach every 15 minutes. So
Okay, that's quite quick. So
that
yeah.
is quite quick.
Look, we'll see how we go.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
Nice to see they're working with the safety officer, but also that he's jumping in and he's not afraid to say, look, this isn't how it should be. Let's stop doing that and clear this space first. And also, it's quite quick from Vekoma to say 50 minutes to put each one on with a crane. They're working quite quick to do that.
The marketing team are putting the pressure on with a firm and quite optimistic launch date.
Listen, it has to open and that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll work on the plan for the 2nd of May. Everybody knows it's that day that we're going to open it. It opens to the public on the Saturday. The Thursday morning that they would come and do the OB from the park. And then we provisionally have Virgin Media, but I'm waiting to hear back from them. They want to do an OB as well.
Far be it from me to say I'm a professional, but from dealing with radio and things like that, OB, for anyone who doesn't know, just means outside broadcast, setting up somewhere that's not in the studio.
Back on site, the crane is swung back into action, and the Vekoma team get busy installing the rest of the boomerang coaches onto the track. Emerald Park's managing director Charles has arrived to check in on progress.
The big boss man's here.
With the ambitious opening date preying on his mind.
It's tight. There's no way of saying it. The weather has not helped. This is actually one of the nicer days that we've had because it hasn't rained. It's tight, so yeah, there's not much more I can really say about that.
And because of the delay with the coaster's installation, it's looking like another day is slipped by for testing.
Hi, Robert.
All right. No,
10 trains on.
Yes.
That's great. Well done.
I think now we're looking at tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
look, I think today just kind of ran away from us just with the few delays early.
If we do it, to do it like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Well, that's what I'm
Because
yeah.
the later I do it, I have to go up the lift real slowly the first time. I want to have the site clear because if something happens, it keeps on going for whatever reason.
Okay.
I don't want to have
I
anybody
understand.
in the fence area.
Okay.
It's good that they're taking safety measures again, but it's quite interesting to hear these things where he thinks he wants to send it around first and no one be in the vicinity in case something goes wrong. And I think that took David by surprise a little there.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll aim for the afternoon and we'll
Is that an adjustable hard hat?
If we need to close the site a wee bit earlier, like 4:30 or whatever.
Yeah, there will be test support.
Yeah. Okay.
This is actually one of the better days because the train is on and definitely not the most stressed anyway. That'll come.
More work has been done on the lift hill since last time. It did not have the staircase underneath that they use for doing a climb and inspection and if they need to evac people off the lift hill. That was not under the lift hill last time we saw this in the last episode.
The coaster is all set and loaded with water dummies.
It's going to be a fully loaded or replicated to a fully loaded train. Obviously, we can't put humans on it, so that's why we use the water dummies. There's approximately 70-75 kilos in each of the water dummies. The paintwork on the track will need a little bit of time to bed in. Likewise, the wheels that are on train, they haven't run yet at all, so they'll need a little bit of time to bed in. So that's why we put as much weight on it as possible to begin with. Plenty of excitement. There's a tiniest little bit of nervousness as well about this day, but look at it, we're very, very confident we're not going to see any problems here tonight.
I really liked seeing the enthusiasm on David's face and his eyes. He's really excited. This is the moment they've been waiting years for, and it's just great to see all the hard work they put in, that he's going to get to see it go around for the first time, and also just to see how happy he is and how much enthusiasm he has for it.
Let's send this for the first time, right? Stop.
Oh, we've had to stop it.
But we'll just go up the lift like really slowly because we still have to check the train track, and then basically we'll wait on top until the area is clear, and then we'll let it go. And then when it came back to the station, we get a beer.
It sounds good to me.
The Vekoma team are feeling bullish for a smooth and successful launch. Managing Director Charles, not so much.
I was having nightmares last night that the mains power suddenly just wasn't.
No.
Don't jinx it, David. Don't jinx it.
But he has David and his mum, Roz, there for moral support.
Any final prayers? Too nervous to think of something witty to say. Wow. Oh my God.
quite swift, isn't it? And I also like the way that sounded like that could be the words of the song itself. The way they cut it out of the song there, cut in the bit where he says, wow.
Wow.
The way it swings out, it looks like a vampire at Chessington World of Adventure's a good run for its money.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, I guess they're going to absolutely love this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to blow people away.
That is the look of a man who is relieved and happy after 5 to 7 years work, and now this is working and they can go on to the next bit and it's going to open. I can't imagine how happy he is right now.
But before any people will be permitted to ride the coaster, the Vekoma team first has to remove the water dummies at a rate of 2 per lap.
All right, that's 2 dummies out.
Then it will be thoroughly tested and monitored over a 2-week period, performing hundreds of laps with empty seats before it can be properly certified by the manufacturer.
That first drop looks like it gets the speed just right. Not too fast, but not too slow either.
Roz, well done.
Well done. Absolutely amazing.
Long time coming. 7 years. 2017 we started planning this. Yeah.
A literal sigh of relief from Charles Coyle there.
It's 10 days to launch.
I'm not too bad.
And Emerald Park's managing director Charles has come to a realization that the proposed opening date for Tir Na Nog may have been a little too ambitious.
Pressure is very much on at this moment in time, like in order to get open for the very, very start of May. I would rather delay it a little bit and make sure that the land looks right than have it open very unfinished and just not looking as it should.
That's the correct answer, Charles.
Now all he has to do is break the news to Niamh, the marketing manager, who's only been spending the whole week getting the invites ready for the media and the coaster enthusiasts. Good luck with that, Charles.
I think after last week, where we had that awkward moment where Niamh and David said, yeah, we get along all right, don't we? We don't argue. And it was very kind of a little bit awkward trying to lie to the camera. I think it would be great for TV if they had David go in there and break the news to her, but I guess Charles is the managing director.
Hello. Good. So you probably know what I'm going to say anyway, but it's gone to about that stage where we...
He's almost wedged under that slanted ceiling, isn't he?
I think...
How long are we going to push it out?
3 weeks we'll have everything done. We only get one shot at a first impression, so I think it's...
No, I think fair enough. There's no point half opening it and not looking right. Now, the only thing that's going to happen is we're probably going to miss out on some of the media that I've provisionally booked. I'll check and see what we can do. We're not going to go any later than that. Like, we're going to stick with that.
Yeah, 21st of May, we'll be able to open for the media day.
Right.
All right.
Really taking shape now. From the aerial shots, you can see how much it has grown since earlier in the process.
Tomorrow is the big day. In 24 hours, Tir Na Nog will be brimming with thrill seekers, all lining up for their spin on the park's 2 shiny new roller coasters.
They're really pushing it to the deadline then, with still getting the fences and things up. It's going to be quite tight.
With plenty still to do, it's all hands on deck.
Very hectic. The phone is not stopped.
No, nobody's rang me at all, actually. They're all on lunch, that's why it is.
Big respect to David. He has not looked under pressure for the majority of this project that we've seen, even when he's been in situations where something's gone wrong, something's got delayed. He just always seems happy, enthusiastic, and getting stuff done. He is the greatest guy they could have in that position at the park.
Predictably, the busiest person in the park is project manager David.
Do you want to just check that it should be 3.6 here? We had to push the opening date back. We were never going to hit the target considering the weather that we've been having lately. Thankfully, the last kind of 2-3 weeks has really, really improved for us, and it's allowed us to get the finishes that you're seeing here today. It's probably going to be a late night working here, but we should hopefully get everything done. Just when people see that, they're going to cop and they're going to start putting their hands out in front of it. So, look, we can get an extension bit for the pole if needs be.
Imagine that if you're getting... Well, I assume that's CCTV, but if that is an on-ride photo, could you imagine you queue for the ride and open down and suddenly someone's hand just in front of your on-ride photo?
The coaster's been the easy part of this project. It's getting all the various different ancillary items. That's what's taking time. We have toilets here behind, we have concession stands, we have retail units.
Feet start getting a bit sticky now from the new tarmac. There's little bits and pieces to be done. And you can see the netting, when people are getting turned upside down here and their pockets empty, nobody gets hurt underneath, you know. And then there's bits like the fencing and the tarmac atom.
I did not know that tarmac was actually short for tarmac
We've
atom.
always done deadlines here in the park. It's always right up to the last minute. I remember one or two occasions we were opening an attraction and the paint was still wet, like, you know. Fortunately, nobody put their hand on the wall or anything, but all those kind of things, they always get done at the last moment. No pressure, lads. That looks great. Emer will be delighted as well. Of course, she helped design that. It looks brilliant. When it's up there, over the bridge. Yeah.
The suspended thrill coaster has been christened Nafina Force, and the family boomerang will be known as the Quest.
That is great crack, and not that scary. You know, you go back up the lift hill there, backwards, and then it shoots you back through here. So depending on the timings, you'll see this shoot through here as that's going over the top as well.
That's an amazing touch. That adds to it, because I thought that when they were talking about the inversions, and I could still be wrong, but I think this is the same inversion they were talking about before in the previous episode. I thought it was going over the inverted coaster station, but it's actually going over the station of the Quest. That's going to be quite interesting. That's such an even better detail to put in.
But before any of that crack can begin...
First time I heard that, it sounded like he said a different C word.
But before any of that crack can begin, there's still some tidying up to be done. And nobody in the park has been shying away from the hard graft.
In fairness to them, everyone's kind of pulled together, like even yesterday on a Sunday.
That Tir Na Nog logo looks so great on stuff like drinking bottles and things like that. The merch I've seen there in these shots actually looks quite nice.
Sunday we had more than 70 guys working on the site here just to get as much done as possible before the opening tomorrow. Dave? For the last week or so, I've been waking up maybe 10, 12 times at night, writing little notes for the day ahead. So you really are just living this job at the moment.
We're all looking forward, I think, to being able to sleep again once the doors open. But it's been worth it, you know. When you look around now, just so happy with how it has turned out, you know.
So now we're seeing the preparations for the opening ceremony where they're going to cut the ribbon to Tir Na Nog.
Finally, after 7 long years of careful planning, design and construction, Tir Na Nog's grand opening is upon us.
With the stage here, fire cannons go off then when he cuts it a few times. Drummers, yeah, exactly.
Just there. Yeah. Perfect. We're happy. We're ready to go, you know. We have 500 or 600 people come in at 9:30, 10:45. Cut the ribbon and just let them at it then, you know. Here we go. There's the Quest. So perfect timing. I arranged that.
Ideally.
Okay, yeah.
Now, will this actually get cut?
Yes, this will cut that.
All right.
As well as the usual fanfare. Each previous grand expansion of the park's facilities has been celebrated with a Coyle family portrait. Charles's mum Roz and sister Natalia are here, but this will be the first family portrait without the theme park's founder and visionary, Ray Coyle.
Today is the culmination of 7 years of planning and hard work from so many people. It is the single largest expenditure in tourism in the country in the last 5 or 6 years, which is something that we take a huge amount of pride in being able to say. I know my father is looking down incredibly jealous and not being able to be part of the fun today, but I know he is looking down with pride at what has been achieved by everybody. This was the final project that he embarked on, and while he was not able to contribute to every part of it before he passed, his stamp is unquestionably on it, and we certainly didn't want to let the big man down. I'm proud to say that what we have created here is the culmination of the vision that he had. With that, I'm going to ask my mother to come up and cut the ribbon with me, and we'll take a huge amount of pride in being able to announce Tir Na Nog open for business. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hooray! Thank you. All right, guys, come on into Tir Na Nog. All right, here we go.
passengers invited here today are absolutely buzzing with the thrilling adrenaline rush that these new rides offer. It's smiles and screams all round. Even some people who previously said they'd never ride these roller coasters have cast their fears aside.
I'm a broken woman. I did it in honour of Ray Coyle. I will never, ever ride it again. There could have been a smattering of bad language. That's all I'm saying. A smattering of.
That's exactly what Ray would want.
Costing €22 million, this was one of Emerald Park's riskiest investments to date. But the time, money, and enormous effort put into realising this dream seems to have paid off.
It's a huge, proud moment for all of us to finally get to throw the doors open and welcome people to go on all the rides and things like that. We've had a fantastic turnout, so just absolutely delighted.
So much effort went in. It's unbelievable. And I think Raymond would be so proud to see the smiles of people coming off the roller coaster. This was his vision and we brought it to life, and that's what we wanted to do here today, and I think that's why it makes it even extra special.
Very difficult coming into it this morning, just because it was finished and, well, I suppose just he wasn't here.
Yeah.
He really loved this project, and I think he felt that it was going to be something just so special.
He was involved in it before he passed, and it's amazing just to see everything just open and kind of his dreams come true.
He would have loved this day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he would have been walking around all day.
Your ice cream,
just
I'd
talking
say.
to people with his ice cream.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he is kind of everywhere around here. He loved dreaming like a child, and anything he could come up with, a bit of magic. So yeah, I think it's bittersweet, but it's pretty nice. I think it's amazing to walk around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Keep us all on our toes, not knowing what he was going to do next.
So that was the final episode of Nerves of Steel, the documentary about Emerald Park, and it was a lovely way to end it. It's lovely to pay more tribute to Ray Coyle, who started the park, and again, it is sad that he's not there, but it's great to see the final project he had hands on, if you like, especially near the start of the project. It's come to fruition and it's finished. It's a great documentary. Hopefully it's going to get aired in the UK eventually. But if you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment what you thought about the show. If you've not seen the other parts, I'll put the playlist at the top and I'll put episode 1 straight there if you want to cut straight to episode 1. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rear view, because for now, I'm gone!